The flames, they lick at the sky, a hungry orange against the black. Smoke chokes the air, thick with the scent of burning papyrus. Imagine the screams, the chaos, as centuries of human ingenuity, discovery, and wisdom turn to ash. The great Library of Alexandria, a beacon of light in the ancient world, consumed. Lost. Its towering shelves, once groaning under the weight of 500,000 scrolls, now crumble into embers. But what if it wasn't? What if, on that fateful day, the fires never took hold? What if the scrolls, the texts, the asterisk ideas asterisk within those hallowed walls were preserved? Imagine a world where humanity's greatest archive never burned. A world where the relentless march of knowledge never stumbled, never paused, for 1,000 years. A world where the seeds of discovery, planted millennia ago, were allowed to blossom into an entirely different future. Picture this. The year is 48 BC. Caesar's legions clash near the harbor. But this time, a swift, decisive action, a tactical maneuver, saves the library. The fire, if it even ignites near the docks, is swiftly quenched. The precious works of Archimedes, his forgotten treatises on advanced mechanical engineering, on rudimentary calculus long before Newton, remain. Euclid's geometry is not just foundational, but merely the asterisk start asterisk of a vast, unbroken mathematical tradition. Eratosthenes' calculations of Earth's circumference are not just remembered, but continuously refined with ever-improving instruments. Hero of Alexandria's steam engine is not a toy, but a prototype. The ripple effect is immediate, profound, and cascades through the centuries. Roman engineers, instead of merely replicating Greek designs, build asterisk upon them. They harness steam power, not for novelty, but for practical application, powering mills, lifting heavy stones, perhaps even rudimentary propulsion. Imagine aqueducts that don't just carry water, but power elaborate clockwork mechanisms and early automation. The Roman Empire, fueled by this continuous intellectual surge, perhaps becomes more adaptable, less prone to internal decay. The Dark Ages as we know them? They simply don't happen. The light of Alexandria continues to shine, illuminating the path forward, a continuous dawn. Knowledge, once accumulated and continuously built upon, becomes an unstoppable force. The Byzantine Empire, instead of merely preserving fragments and fighting for survival, becomes a hotbed of continuous scientific and technological innovation. Scholars across the Mediterranean, from Byzantium to the burgeoning Islamic Golden Age, aren't rediscovering ancient truths. They're pushing the boundaries, armed with a complete, unbroken record of human thought, cross-pollinating ideas at an astonishing pace. Astronomy advances with consistent, centuries-long observational data, leading to a much earlier, more accurate understanding of the cosmos. Medicine, with a full, uncorrupted understanding of Galen, Hippocrates, and other lost texts, avoids the superstitious detours and devastating plagues of the medieval era. Surgical techniques, preventative care, pharmacology, they leap forward by generations. Now, fast forward to the European Renaissance. It's less a rebirth, more a supernova, the age of exploration takes on a terrifying, yet exhilarating new dimension. Sailors venture forth with instruments of unparalleled precision, chronometers, sextants, and compasses refined over a millennium, guided by maps compiled from a wealth of ancient and continuous geographical knowledge. They reach new continents, not with crude caravels and blunderbusses, but perhaps with early forms of steam-powered vessels, and weaponry based on advanced metallurgy. Colonization, resource extraction, these forces are amplified, but so too is the potential for global understanding, for an earlier, more unified scientific method, and perhaps even a nascent form of international law based on a shared intellectual heritage. What does the 18th century look like? No horse-drawn carriages, perhaps steam-powered vehicles, even early electric carriages, are already common. Cities are cleaner, healthier, powered by efficient, anciently derived energy systems and advanced sanitation. The Industrial Revolution doesn't wait for the 1800s, it's a slow burn, continuous revolution, beginning in antiquity and accelerating steadily. The very fabric of society shifts. Education is universal, accessible, built on a bedrock of accumulated, proven knowledge. Democracy, philosophy, human rights, these concepts are debated and refined with the full weight of recorded history behind them, avoiding many of the costly trial-and-error struggles and revolutions of our own timeline. Society is more enlightened, more aware. By the 20th century, where are we? Imagine a world where quantum mechanics and general relativity were being explored in the 1700s. Where space travel wasn't a dream of the 1960s, but perhaps a reality centuries earlier, colonies on the moon, perhaps probes reaching other planets. Disease. Largely eradicated, replaced by genetic engineering and advanced prosthetics. Climate change. Perhaps understood and mitigated long before it became a crisis, or, conversely, accelerated to an unprecedented degree by earlier, more potent industrialization, forcing humanity to unite or perish. The very nature of warfare, of peace, of human interaction, utterly transformed. A new kind of humanity, forged in a crucible of continuous knowledge. The loss of Alexandria's library wasn't just the destruction of books. It was the severing of a continuous intellectual lineage. It was the forced relearning, the painful rediscovery of truths already known, the endless cycles of trial and error that could have been avoided. What ideas, what inventions, what solutions to humanity's greatest challenges lie forever buried beneath the ashes of that ancient fire? What philosophical breakthroughs, what artistic movements, what social structures were forever lost to the whims of fate and flame? We can only wonder. What if humanity had never lost its way? What if the torch of knowledge had burned brighter, uninterrupted, for 2 millennia? The world you inhabit today would be unrecognizable. And that, perhaps, is the true tragedy of the Library of Alexandria, the boundless, awe-inspiring future that * could have been star. What other pivotal moments in history, if altered, could reshape our entire reality? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're fascinated by the echoes of alternate histories, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what we explore next.